Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick and I have to say, last chapter of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair threw me for a loop. Damn, that was some kind of chapter and I'm worried what would happen if more people would start to remember who they were at school. Are they also going to go off on the deep end, or is this something else? Well, I'm curious for chapter 4 now, so let's begin, dude.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
Well, structurally practical in that it can pervade the right message, as in trip you up when you see it.
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff.
Oh?
What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Well, the funhouse itself.
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Isn't that what Monokuma mentioned was at the other end of the final dead room? Didn't he mention that during the chapter already?
Oh my. I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
Well, 8 corner piece. Or in 8-sided shape. Octagonal is 8.
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I
Officially
didn't
8
expect
corners.
you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should
Yeah,
continue
he had
listening.
study.
Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
No, Grape House was 6-sided. The place befitting of the name Octagon. It's probably, well, Grape House is 6 sides. The how do we say it? The Strawberry House is 4-sided. Well, and we also know that it is outside the final dead room, so it is outside the directly outside of Strawberry House. And this picture infuriated me. I am going to test something, and I hope I'm right. Otherwise, I'm pretty stupid in my previous part, but because I clicked on many things, even the empty air just outside Strawberry House, to reference, hey, here is where the Octagon is. And I'm hoping, and finally I actually did the roof of the grape house, and connecting with the hole to Strawberry Tower. That little triangle in between, that gave me the solution. But I also clicked on another part that said, no, you're wrong, you don't. And that made me so furious back then. Spot the selection. So, here, if you click here, you have the right one. If you click here, you have wrong. You click here, you have it wrong. You click it here, you have wrong. But I clicked it here as well, and I was wrong back then as well.
Here!
And this time it accepts.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
So either I misclicked in my fury because I was kind of raging of that Hangman's Gambit previously, because that Hangman's Gambit is just not fun anymore. I like a puzzle, I like the Hangman itself, but Hangman's Gambit is not fun. So I must have misclicked it, because I could have sworn that previously when I clicked on that part of the image, it said, wrong answer. Huh.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house?
6 eyes, take
If
one,
you cut a
add 3.
4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a
It
little
was the
different.
window.
I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery. And then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
So either he figured it out by doing an experiment on the tower itself, displacement, because you could leave something behind, go to the other tower on the opposite of the room and see that it's still on the opposite of the room. So he could have figured it out like that. Or the killer actually went through the escape room as well. Through the final dead room.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
That's the Nagito we learned to dislike. We like to dislike, actually. That's how we know him. Crazy as a bat. The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon. What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that? Just banned.
Hiya!
Why hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monomi. Oh, this one. Well, I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to the insult and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monomi is seriously too fatly. And I was wondering, how can you be even offended by that? Well, now I know what it stands for, but it's so disformed that it actually no longer has the impact that it should have. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stu fatly, eh? Tisk. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these would be Ta-da! Stu Fatley! Uh-huh. There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monomi is a serious Stu Fatley.
Really? Really? Jeez. Okay.
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
So you're not the Duracell energizing bunny. Okay, good to know.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead. Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
That was a
I mean, that's not what's
April
important.
thing.
The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but...
And here it is. He is so condescending now towards everyone. I wonder what was in those files. But at least he is not that suicidally crazy anymore. At least he goes for self-preservation. That being said, wonder if he's going to kill anyone for it. Well, he didn't do it this time, I think. Because otherwise he would have kept quiet about his ordeal in the octagon. And quiet about student files, or Hajime's student file. But is he going to do it then the next time? Trying to get out alive as the only one, because he thinks the rest is no longer deserving. Oh well, who knows?
I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
I have to agree with Gundham on that one. Even if you do it for some kind of hope for murder, because you're in this kind of situation of despair and you're trying to get to a different situation, you're not committing murder out of the sake of hope, but more out of desperation. There's no hope to be brought from this despair. Just desperation. The only hope you can get out of this is creating hope where you can withstand the urge to kill others. Because the purpose is to kill others. That's the despair. Not the hope. And that's what Nagito is so wrong about.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine.
Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
You could have fooled me.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito. As usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Yeah, it would be. Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, and if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Well, the only way that he can actually hit the pillar. Falling. Crushed by the elevator? No, because he was in the elevator. He was on top of the floor. Beaten by a blunt object? We said he did not. Dead battery? Then he would not have been leaking oil or whatever. Falling is the only thing. They strung him up somewhere high in Strawberry Tower and let him drop to, well, Grape House Tower.
I see! That's it? I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, which one was it? Good night button, Akane's account, Fuyuhiko's account.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mechamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Ouch.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
If didn't Nekomaru's function stopped, eh? Looks like it's all up to me.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to...
Then, how about this? After locking Mechamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, that's wrong!
That's it! I was questioning whether I had the right one. I was doubting
that
myself.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. Nekomaru wasn't moving inside. The elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
Well, if he's in sleep mode and well, maybe his clock would be turning. But I don't know if that would still matter. But maybe it's so down that he would be considered a deadweight object. Or the elevator doesn't actually register him at all to begin with.
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been
Not if you tie him
drop
up.
for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
A way to create a drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Well, the wire? He was strangled up with a wire, so yeah, I think it's the wire.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Hey,
Don't be
this
so
time.
cold. What if I
Sonia.
start to enjoy it?
Oh no, please don't. Nekomaru is inside the elevator. How can you create a difference in elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the
I
elevator.
have to agree with something.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement
It
is...
was Akane's.
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it
Sonia.
about time we went over the pillar again?
When the hell does that... Wasn't it?
Crap!
Then it's the doorknob. I thought it was either the pillar or the doorknob to agree with. At least I have to agree with that one. I think I
You
remember.
can cause the drop within the elevator.
I don't like
So you're
this.
telling us all
My influence gauge is
to
down.
think about
Way
the
too much.
arrangement, right?
I don't like that.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree with that.
That one.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That
Yep.
might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that
Yes.
wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Mechamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower.
Well, 3-story drop is pretty bad.
And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
Monomi.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Wait, why are you...
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If
But this-
Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
He wakes up and starts to squirm. That's how. I don't think the door's knob would be sturdy enough even to keep him suspended there indefinitely.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
But he has a valid point. Oh yeah, this one. This is weird. Either it's the clock's alarm timer or radio clock. Because they both refer to... I think it was a radio clock. This one refers to the actual clock in the hall, I think. But that messed me up really well. Because I thought, hey, it's the setting of the alarm. But there were two alarms. I think
Even if they suspended
radio clock is the
Nekomaru from
one.
a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Oops. Not the right one. Sorry. I should have...
What?
I should have
Nekomaru
just...
fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping,
Oh,
there's
this
no
one
way
wasn't.
he could do that. Now's the time if you want to. But in that case, you still won't be able to. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story.
Thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use that evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remark
Nekomaru
too.
fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Wait, that one isn't the correct one. Huh? What the hell are you even saying? How to get thrown off by a messed up remark like that? Then was it the alarm clock? The alarm timer?
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Then? Was that one? I thought it was... Huh?
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
Okay, my apologies, but I thought that clock alarm timer referred to the other clock's alarm going off that had to do with Fuyuhiko in the strawberry house. Because a radio clock is the thing that's actually inside Nekomaru's chest. But then again, it also has an alarm. But okay, let's continue.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekamaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
With the doorknob that Nekomaru himself sabotaged earlier at the beginning of the chapter. He broke that doorknob already.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power! Whoa! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Clatter, 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 clatter. Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. Sorry. Whoa! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find. Yeah.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Hi.
Do you finally
That voice.
understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Wait, what? You actually were right to question it. You had a valid point. Even though it came unexpected, because it came from you. But the point was still valid. But... why are you... No, oh god damn it, he fell for... oh boy. Are you masochistic, Kazuichi? Are you that... Please don't tell me you're masochistic. Sigh.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
Because you actually made a valid point.
He gets off on this!
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
He rammed the pillar. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him. Cola came out of his eyes. Oh yeah, he could do that function. I completely forgot about that one as well. He ran out of bed. No, I don't think. The wire got loose. No, it was still wrapped around him. But he collided with the pillar. And that's why there is oil on the pillar. He collided with it.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At
Probably
this
the
point,
latter.
it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Not really.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
What?
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
I think Monokuma mentioned before that everyone ditched Monokuma Tai Chi. That probably also includes the people from Grape Tower.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
Really?
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's
Who can
what
tell
I
the
want to
time?
know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Huh, either it's Fuyuhiko's account or wall clock, I think, this time. Because, what are you using to tell time? Well, you don't have windows in this place. Well, the octagon has, but the rest doesn't have it. So they pretty much were, well, limited to the time that wall clock gave them.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But
Oops.
the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
I wanted to do this.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
No. The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 and we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction. Oh wait, this is another obscure one.
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7...
Could it be Fuyuhiko's account as well? Apparently Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking toward the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. .35 The alarm of the wall clock in the lounge on the Strawberry House second floor. Started going off. Fuyuhiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, but Kazuichi and Gundham rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagito was apparently the one who didn't hear it. Clock's alarm timer. Radio clock?
7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was
this is
discovered.
weird. Yep.
One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
It's that. I think it's that one. Mess with the clock because it can't. Because the alarm clock of Nekomaru is radio controlled. It's set by a signal from outside, which is not controlled by the killer, or not controlled by any of them here. It's controlled by Monokuma. So
Before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
there.
No, that's
hit
wrong.
that part.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
That's what he's
Maybe
saying.
the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe
Which
me,
human?
we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. Doubt the time on the wall clock. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Or is this... Oh, a logic dive. Oh, this one is with the awful jumps, isn't it? Yeah, this one is probably with the awful jumps. Let's break. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to jump. Because I was so used to that this thing jumps. Oh. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? The time in the building the killer is where the murder happened. The time in the building. Because the wall clock gave the wrong time. You can't tamper with the wall clock. You can't tamper with Nekomaru's clock, but you can tamper with the wall clock. And oh yeah, these narrow passages, not fun, especially if you hold the accelerate. Oh, these jumps, they have cost me a lot. If I did not add moonsault, that allows me to jump way higher. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clock, Nekomaru's clock, the building's clock. If I didn't add a specifically skill, it's really hard to make those jumps. Even goddamn near impossible. Oh, these jumps. They are going to be the death of me one day. Which house at the wrong time? Both houses. Because both were tampered with if they have both at the same time. Yay! Oh. I was wondering, am I going to have to go through all of that? All of those popping up passageways again? That's gonna be a pain in my butt.
It's all coming together.